All right. In fact, Lieutenant Colonel Ved Prakash Ghai was born on the 22nd of February 1935 in Dehradun, Uttar Pradesh, to Mrs. Dayavati Ghai and Mr. Desh Raj Ghai. He was commissioned in the Madras Regiment on the 4th of December 1954. During his service career, Lieutenant Colonel Ghai served in several operational areas and also got the opportunity to serve as part of the Indian contingent in Congo in UN operations in 1961. In the Indo-Pak War of 1971, Lieutenant Colonel Ghai's unit was deployed on the Western Front and played a pivotal role in the Battle of Basantar. Lieutenant Colonel VP Ghai was commanding a battalion of Madras Regiment in the Shakargarh sector of Western Front. During the Battle of Basantar River, his battalion was occupying the bridgehead when the enemy mounted fierce counterattacks. He rallied his men and beat off repeated enemy attacks during the night. And as the day dawned, the enemy again mounted a counterattack supported by tanks. With utter disregard for his personal safety, he moved fearlessly from one position to another, directing and encouraging his men. Inspired by his personal example, bravery and leadership, the battalion repulsed the counterattacks with heavy losses to the enemy. He died of his wounds on the battlefield. He moved fearlessly from one position to another, directing and encouraging his men. Inspired by his personal example, bravery and leadership, the battalion, supported by tanks, like I said, repulsed the counterattacks with heavy losses to the enemy. When, after stabilizing the situation, Lieutenant Colonel Ghai was returning to his headquarters, he was seriously wounded by an enemy shell, but he continued to direct the battle, neither caring for medical attention nor for personal safety. He was martyred on the battlefield, setting a fine example of military leadership, courage and supreme sacrifice. Lieutenant Colonel Ved Prakash Ghai was given the nation's second highest gallantry award, the Maha Vir Chakra, for his outstanding bravery, indomitable spirit, I beg your pardon, and sacrifice as well. Pravesh Ghai, wife of Lieutenant Colonel Ved Prakash Ghai, is joining us on the broadcast. Ma'am, appreciate you speaking to us. Thank you so much. What are your memories of 1971, and how do you remember your husband today?
He's there. So far I am concerned, I feel him all the time around me. He's still guiding me for everything. Whenever there's a problem, I just put it to him and I get my answers. I don't feel he's not there with me. I wouldn't have this journey of mine, wouldn't have been alone. I wouldn't have done the way I have taken it, the life with my children. And he's been always inspiration. And he, whatever the little time we had, we were married just for about 9 years, and learned so much from him. He was such a complete human being, very good father, very good husband, one of the best sons for the parents, sister, brothers. He was a complete. That is the way I look at him, and I have learned lot from him.
Ma'am, what was your last?
There are so many memories.
Yeah, please share.
Very small.
Please share some of those memories, ma'am. What is the most memorable thing you recall about him today?
Yeah, when he was, we were at Hyderabad when he was moving to the field area, and when he all just got set to leave the house, I told him I also want to come back and see you at the station. And he says, no, if you will come with me, you will get emotional, and there are so many Jawans in that train. They will all get emotional looking at you only, so I will not take you with me to the station. You can say bye to me at home only. So these are the words that he always thought of the other persons. Their emotions, that is, Jawans will get disturbed. They will think of their own families. If I go to station and I get emotional. So that is the way, and sometimes I asked him, I said, when you are fighting the battle, do you think of your family, that you're leaving 2 small children and me? He says, no, if you think of your family, then you cannot fight the battle. Then you will be only thinking of them, and then you can't. You only think of the man, the soldier who is sitting next to you. You are protecting his life, and you have to fight for that. So these are the things which, at a personal level, as a husband, as a father, he was very good. But when it comes to his Jawan, I think they were the first love for him.
Ma'am, do you remember the last conversation that you had with him, and what was it like?
Actually, once they moved, then we couldn't have any conversation at all. That time, right at the field area, we couldn't. Only letters were the only thing, or some Jawan coming here and there, we get some message. And that very evening also, somebody had come and they said, now the war has stopped, everything is all right, and tomorrow onwards the life will try to get little normal way. And I went to the temple because it was 16th morning, the ceasefire had taken place. In the evening, I took both my children, we went to temple, thanked God that everything is over, not realizing that tomorrow is going to be a very different day for me. Because I got news a day later. So I was also, I was concerned everything was going to be all right, and we were, as it is planning, the winter holidays are going to start in December, and I'll come to Delhi and he probably can get a day off and we'll meet. But the destiny and God has probably thought differently, and this never happened.
Ma'am, how do your children remember him? I'm sure they spent very little time with him.
Yeah, my daughter spent, I think, just about 1 year with him. 2.5 years he was in field area, and she was 1 year old that time. So she couldn't remember anything. My son was 7. He also, 2.5 years before 70, he was there. I was staying alone. So he could visit off and on. So for my daughter, he was like a stranger. So she never had any birthday with his dad and things like that. But whatever photographs she sees and whatever I tell him, those are the stories for her. He always said, your first dance is going to be with my daughter, only I will have the first dance with her, not any boy. So these are things I just keep telling, I used to tell her, even now, and they all, that is it. That's how the life goes on. But I am very proud of both my children. They both have done well in their life. Maybe his blessings are always there with us, and his hand is there. So life haven't been easy, but worked hard and made it a little comfortable. So now it's been so many years, but one doesn't feel. You see the same photographs, you feel you are just the same. Time is just becomes still at times.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.